Welcome back to One Way Football, and today I am going to be diving into Sunderland. This is not just a story about football. This is a story of heartbreak, humiliation, and hope and desire, an incredible comeback to the Premier League. This is Sunderland AFC. Once proud Premier League side, battling giants and defying odds, Sunderland's fall was painful as it was public. We can't deny that Sunderland was such a good club in the bit to be in the Premier League, such as with the likes of playing Newcastle, Manchester United, or it was such a thrilling game to watch because you never knew the outcome of how Sunderland would play. We venture back as far as 2017, where Sunderland were relegated from the Premier League. After 10 straight seasons, mismanagement, poor transfers, and, well, instability on the pitch, everything collapsed at Sunderland, and the fans were absolutely devastated to see this.
The problems run deep.
So the downfall would start. Sunderland were in the Championship, relegated from the Premier League, but things were about to get worse. 1 year later, they dropped again to League One. Back-to-back relegations. The club hadn't seen this ever. From hosting Manchester United to playing Fleetwood Town. A devastating blow to the club's structure and how big this club was meant to be. A fallen giant would go from playing at these games at high levels to just dropping back-to-back relegation. This was not something the fans were used to seeing.
Another manager gone, another relegation.
For the club's rich heritage and history, huge fan base, and a stadium that holds a capacity of 49,000, it hit rock bottom. I just couldn't believe what I was hearing when hearing that Sunderland had got relegated back to back. This was something that you wasn't heard of. Yes, you would go into the Championship. If you was relegated, you'd probably stay in there for a few seasons. But for a club at that stature would go back into the Premier League, they truly was in the mud and digging themselves a deeper and deeper hole at Sunderland. Because of how big the club was and the massive shock it was to the Premier League, the Championship, the whole industry was flabbergasted when it came to Sunderland's downfall and back-to-back relegations. Netflix would come out with a documentary calling it Sunderland Till I Die. Gave the world front row seat to the chaos. From them crying in the stands to rival fans now singing "We've seen you crying on Netflix," and the loyal fans who never gave up. It would just give a massive insight to how bad the club was run and what needed to be changed behind the scenes.
Let us pray for Sunderland Football Club.
It's not an opportunity if you don't take it.
Then came the rebuild. A new owner, a new vision, a new core of hungry players were to pass through the academy. It wasn't just overnight. Promotion slipped through their fingers, not once, not twice, but 3 times. But they kept fighting, and fans kept believing. The red and white had never faded and was still there and hungry for promotion. And with a bit of patience, through time, it finally came. In 2022, Wembley.
Sunderland's dream return to the Championship is on. These are the men who will be spoken about for years as the men
They didn't just thrive, they thrived under a new manager with fresh philosophy and academy producing stars again. Sunderland became one of the most exciting teams in the Championship.
And Neil, Sunderland to the core, lifts the trophy that proclaims to the world, Sunderland are back.
Sunderland are back in the Premier League. From League One to the Championship and now back in the Premier League. Sunderland are back, and the story is a reminder of football. It isn't just about winning trophies, it's about the fight and belief from the fan base to the backroom staff, the community, and the fall and the rise of once again a big club such as Sunderland AFC. Welcome back, Sunderland. Welcome back to the big time, because you have to keep that spirit up alive in the Premier League or it's going to hit you right back down again. And I wish you the very most success within the future, because you'll need it. Well done, Sunderland, and welcome back to the big time.